sit back upon your heels for me. I'm going to start off with baby puppy today. So I'm going to take the knees to separate and have the big toes touching. I'm going to slide the hands all the way down on the floor and I'm letting the chest come down towards the ground. If you feel that's really quite difficult to lower the chin down, just drop your forehead down instead. And if anything doesn't feel good for your knees or your lower back, just maybe draw yourself back up again and come into a higher position. So everybody's different. You're just noticing how your body is today as you're working through each posture. And then we're going to creep the hands back on up again and draw the knees up underneath you. And then I'd just like us to walk across the right hand, but bring the left hand down by your side, and then just turn your gaze all the way down towards your left hand and keep walking your right hand over. So you start to really stretch up into the side of your body, up into your lats. And then change your hands over. So walking your left hand all the way over, take your right hand down by your side and look back towards your right hand. And then walk your hand back over, having your hands in alignment with your shoulders now, and draw your body nice and slowly up and along the ground, rolling downwards with the shoulders and lifting the chin. And then just coming up into a little cat stretch, pulling up through the shoulders, gazing up towards the navel. And then taking the head and tailbone away, and then sitting back down upon your heels. And again, let's bring the body to pull up and through. And then again, drawing up into your cat stretch, round up through the shoulders and through the back. And taking the head and tailbone away and sitting back down upon your heels. And again, let's bring the body up and through. And then this time curling the toes, sending the hips back and taking the head down through your arms. Draw forwards into a strong plank and then bending your knees and sitting on back to the heels. Let's bring the body up and through. Curling the toes and lengthening all the way off and along the back of your body. Draw forwards to plank and then bending your knees and sitting on back to your heels. Let's bring the body to pull up and through. Curling the toes, head down, bottom up. Drawing forwards into a strong plank. And then bending your knees and releasing and sitting on back. And drawing the body up and through. Curling the toes and sending the hips back and the head down. Draw forwards into a plank. And then bending your knees and sitting on back. One more time, bring the body up and through. And then curling the toes, staying in your down dog. Walking the feet from one to the other and just working out a little release along the back of your legs. Fingers are spread out wide to the floor. And we're just noticing how the lower back is today. Noticing how light you feel in your hands. Okay, now we're coming back down upon the knees, and if we could place forwards the right leg, and take down your right hand to the outside of your foot, bringing up your left hand, and let's take a little bit of an arc to come over, so we feel the stretch coming up into the left hand side of your body. And then bring the hand all the way back out again. Curl the toes and lift up the back knee. Turning to the right and raising your right arm. And see how this is for you today. If it's quite intense already, stay as you are. You could try turning open the front foot and go to the outside edge of your back foot, and then maybe opening that arm back a little bit more further. Bring it all the way back round. Knee back down upon the floor. Let's roll back the shoulders, raising both of your arms up. And maybe from here, taking the right hand back behind the left. Draw the shoulders back a little bit more so you're getting that wrist wrap. And then letting your arms all the way back down again. Moving back onto that back knee, drawing back your toes, a little bit of a hinge backwards through the tailbone, flattening out the back line of your body, and pressing a little from the center of your chest as you come down. Alright, drawing it back on up. Okay, now in between today, I'm going to work on lifting the body up a little from the ground, working either on the back of your feet or curling the toes. So we're going to start to inspire the core to kick in and start to work a little. So drawing back downwards with your shoulders. And as we lift, like I say, you can lift the knees just an inch off the floor. We can be on the toes, or you can be on the front of your feet. It really depends on what's right for you, how that's feeling. I'd like to start to get that breath going. Your in-breath through your nose, out-breath through your mouth. And really just again, feeling that connection of your core and your body readily wanting to get involved. So it's a little bit like holding our planks. Okay, our core starts to want to kick in here. A deep breath in through your nose, out through your nose. Out through your mouth, sorry. Get your Pilates breathing going in here. Alright, a couple more breaths if you can. Just working on a little bit of heating up of the body. Okay, now I'm going to straighten it back out again. And again, we can come back into walking on the spot, if you like. Or if you'd like to try taking one leg straight up towards the ceiling, and then bending the knee and gently opening at the hip a little, keeping the upper body square to the mat. Then bring that leg back down, swap to the other leg, raising it back up again. Like I say, you don't have to do this today. You can walk it out on the spot for another time. And then bringing that leg back down, and then just come back onto your knees again for me. Stepping your left foot forwards, and placing down your left hand to the outside of your left foot, raising the right arm up and over, gazing up towards your hand, and getting that stretch all the way up into the side of your body. Taking the hand back down to the floor, curl the toes, lift up the back knee, turning open to the left and raising the left arm. And again, just see how that is today. It's already intense, you don't need to go any further, but you could try maybe turning open your front foot and then opening the arm back a little bit more. You're going to feel the intensity coming up into the left hip. Okay, a little bit of a half twist. So maybe there's a little bit stronger work on the wrist as well, so just be careful. Coming all the way back round, knee coming back down to the ground, coming up through the middle, and maybe we have now the left hand behind the right. And then letting our arms all of the way back down, and moving back onto that back knee, drawing back through your toes, sending the hips back, pressing from the center of your chest. And then coming all of the way back up again. let's make a little start with working on your breathing technique and the usage of your core. So just bring in the feet so that they're parallel for me. Have your knees about hip distance apart. And just to begin with, let's work the lower back down into an imprint and release the back away. And let's do that again. Lower the back down towards the floor, take an imprint, release, and then settle to neutral. Bring the shoulders up and around by the ears and roll them down. And again, bring them up, roll them down, work the shoulders down and really open up the neck. Okay, now as we take a deep breath in through the nose, let's start to let the ribs widen. And you're widening up side and back of the body. As you breathe out through your mouth, breathing out and engaging with the core. So on the in-breath, the ribs are widening, the belly remains calm and flat. As you breathe out, start to pull up behind the surface muscles and connecting up through the midline of the body. And again, as you breathe in, ribs widening, belly flat. And then as you breathe out, pulling up, engaging and connecting with that third layer of abdominal muscle in. So remember, everything we're doing in Pilates wants to follow through the breathing, and we want to follow through that we're always connecting with the core and working from the core. So if you get to a posture where you can't feel the core is working for you, okay, we've just got to, again, either make it a little bit more deliberate in your attempt to try and strengthen that midline of the body and to coordinate it with your exercise, or maybe we need to make it a little bit easier. Sometimes you make the exercise so hard that you can't really even concentrate on the core. All right, so it's billing it for how your body is today. So I'm going to start off with the shoulder bridge, taking a breath in, and as we breathe out, taking a small imprint and peeling the back away from the floor without clenching the buttocks, breathing in at the top. And then as you breathe out, lowering your back, vertebrae by vertebrae, into your little imprint and back. Imagine you have something beneath your back that you're trying not to crush. So as you breathe out, we peel the back away from the floor, drawing up onto the upper back, breathing in at the top, and then breathing out as you lower vertebrae by vertebrae, all of the way back down. Breathing in, breathing out to ripple through the spine and draw up onto your upper back. Breathing in at the top, and then breathing out to lower your back all of the way back down, back into neutral. Breathing in. Now this time we're going to add in some arm work. Remember, you don't have to, you could go straight back down. But I'm going to breathe in to raise my arms without raising my shoulders. Breathing out, engaging the core a little bit stronger as your arms go backwards. Breathing in to raise your arms back up again. And then breathing out, lowering your arms and your back together down towards the floor. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, rippling the back away from the floor. Breathing in to softly raise your arms. Breathing out, engaging the core as we take the arms back. Breathing in, raising your arms back up again. Then breathing out, navel back to the spine, lower your arms, lower your back all the way back down again. Breathing in, breathing out to ripple through the spine, coming up onto your upper back. Breathing in, softly raising your arms. Breathing out, engaging the core a little stronger as the arms go back. Breathing in, raising your arms back up again. Then breathing out to lower your arms and your back all the way back down. Okay, now let's walk down the legs for me and just walk down your shoulders also. Okay, really again, open up the collarbone again. As you bring one leg up towards the ceiling for me, breathing in. And as you lower the leg back down, breathing out. And swapping to the other leg. Breathing in, raising the leg up. And then breathing out, engaging with your core as you lower the leg down. Now just be again protective of the hamstrings and the lower back. If you have a little tightness to the hamstrings today, maybe that leg, you can feel it working into the lower back, bend the knee a little as the leg comes higher. Then bring the leg back down to the floor straight. Maintain the neutral back. And again, just protect. If it's a little bit tight behind the knee, bend the knee for me today. Now you could either stay with this, or if you're feeling a little bit stronger and you know your neck is okay to come up and be unsupported, I'm going to hold on softly behind my knee, and then breathing in, I'm bringing the leg up to the ceiling, and then breathing out, swapping it down. Breathing in, bringing it up, and breathing out to lower. I've still got a neutral back. Alright, so I'm trying not to lose my neutral, and I'm really putting into the core. Now I know for this position we need to really use the core, and we're also using the surface muscles along the front of your body. Alright, rectus abdominis. And again, if it gets too much, if the neck is really not appreciating this today, then you're going to go back and do the single leg lift for me today. Couple more if you can. Breathing out to lower the leg. Breathing in, coming back up. One more, breathing out, lower the leg. Breathing in, coming back up. Bending the knees, lowering the head down, and bringing it back down to the floor. Okay, now carefully coming over onto your side for me, and hop yourself around onto your knees, and we're going to get ready for our plank tonight. So today, the plank that I'm working with this week is going to be that we hold for 10 breaths, and we hold in a steady in-breath, out-breath connection with your core. I'm then going to work a rapid drop from one to the other, okay, and then we're going to go back and do another 10 slow. Alright, so if you need to be on the knees today and you do not want to come up, be on the knees, and then just ignore what I'm saying about the knees, okay, dropping up and down. Again, do as much as you can, stop as soon as you feel that it's not of a benefit to your body. So if we can float the arms down first of all, and just before you go into it, just again, soften back the shoulders, spread out your fingers and try and have your elbows and wrists on the same line. Pull up on your bottom rib so your back's not sinking, and either remain on the knees or stretch the legs out and come to your plank. If you're coming with me with a knee drop, breathe in, draw a knee down, breathing out, push away. Breathing in, other knee down, engage the core as you push away. In, out, belly pulls back. In, out, engage. In, out, 5. In, out, 6. In, out, 7. In, out, 8. In, out, 9. In, out, 10. Now stay. I'm going to change, 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 change. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And swap and press. In 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Stay out. Breathe in, draw the knee down. Breathe out to push away. In, down, out to push away. Pull up on the bottom rib, looking forwards. In, out and engage. Halfway there and out 5. In, out 6. In, out 7. In, out 8. In, out 9. And in, out 10. And lower your body all the way back down. Well done. Now we're going to come into a little bit of a stretch out through the shoulders and the upper back. Palms facing flat down towards the floor. I'm going to roll over towards one shoulder and bring just the knees in towards you and raising your arm, looking up towards your thumb. So coming into this reverse crucifix where we've got a little bit of a stretch through that upper part, through your chest and through the shoulder. If you don't feel anything anymore, come forwards, work your fingers a little higher and then go back upon it. Because again, if you've been doing this stretch for a long time, your shoulders may have become a little more open. So you might need to go a little deeper on the stretch now. Okay, we're going to go the other way. So rolling onto your belly, lengthen that arm out and away from you, roll towards the shoulder, bring the knees in so you get a little release for the lower back as well. Raising your arm up, just breathing into that chest opener. Like I say, if you need to make it more intense, draw forwards, work the arm up a little bit higher, go back upon it. And then releasing it all of the way back down again. Okay, so I'm going to come up into breaststroke. I'm going to work today just the postural muscle section. I'm just going to draw the arms up and down from the ground by your side. The second part will be that we're going into single palm raise today. And today I will offer up that we do a little bit of glute work as well. As we go into it, okay, just be careful that it's not too heavy work on the lower back. So for this first exercise here for breaststroke, try and feel that 70% of your hover is coming from your core and maybe just 30% is coming from the strength of your back. So dropping the shoulders all the way down in towards the floor. As we breathe in, we're rolling the shoulders back and down. As you breathe out, engaging with your core and lifting and hovering. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out to lower and letting your shoulders fall down to the earth again. Breathing in, peeling back your shoulders, and breathing out, drawing the belly up and away from the ground as you lift. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out to lower and let the shoulders draw back down. Breathing in, peel back your shoulders. Breathing out as you lift and hover, try and lift your arms a little higher maybe. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out to lower and shoulders draw back down. Breathing in, shoulders roll back, and breathing out, engaging your core to lift. Breathing in to stay, and breathing out as you lower back down. One more time. Breathing in, roll the shoulders back. And breathing out, engaging the core to lift. Breathing in to stay. And then breathing out as you lower. Now again, remaining with the forehead towards the floor, but I'm going to bring my hands up towards the top and be on the end of the mat. Forehead is down towards the ground. And as I raise one palm, breathing out, and engaging with your core, and then breathing in as you lower. Breathing out, raising the other arm, and breathing in to lower. So like I was saying, is try not to make this too much about the lower back. And it really is going to depend on how much of this kind of work you've done of late. And if it's a little bit too much, if it's getting too much, take a break. All right, don't keep going. Now you will get stronger. The arm strength around the upper part of the back, leading into the shoulder, it will get easier. All right, try and keep your forehead attached to the floor. If you would like to, and you're not clenching your glutes yet, then raising the opposite leg to the arm that you're lifting. So really trying to activate just one buttock, breathing out, lifting the opposite arm to the opposite leg, and breathing in to lower. Breathing out, engaging with your core, lift your arm, lift your leg, breathing in to lower, okay? And try and feel that the belly is drawing right up underneath you as you take that lift. So like I was saying, is connect with the core first. Breathing out, arm raise, leg raise if you can. All right, and just trying to activate the muscles that you specifically want to work. So instead of clenching both buttocks, okay, just that one buttock of that one leg that you're lifting. Now, moving it on. For those of you who feel stronger, try both arms together, but no legs to begin with. So you're breathing out and raising both of your palms, And breathing into lower. Breathing out, lifting both of your palms and into lower. Okay, now for some of you this may be really easy, all right, in which case you may be ready to put the glutes in as well. In which case you're going to clench your buttocks really tightly, breathing out and lifting your arms and lifting your legs at the same time. Breathing out to lift and breathing into lower. Clenching your buttocks, draw the belly back, breathing out to lift and breathing into lower. But with that, all I say is just make it that every single part of the exercise is intentional, okay? Rather than it's just, you know, just things are just working, all right? Be really, again, organised by what you would like to be working. Thinking about where you're strengthening, what you need to strengthen, okay? And if your body's not ready for that yet. All right, finishing off your last one. And then I'm coming up onto the hands and knees again. I'm going to work into thread the needle as a stretch today. So I'm going to work one arm underneath the body, lower the shoulder and your ear down towards the ground. And you should start to get a little bit of release into the lower back. Maybe some of you were maybe feeling that when we did the single palm raise. And with the arm that's not doing anything, that's supporting you, it can go up, you can reach it towards the top end of your mat, you could drop it back behind your body, okay, opening the shoulder back, or you could leave it where it was. Okay, let's swap over and feed the arm underneath, take your ear down to the ground, and just try and relax into that a little stretch here for rear shoulder, but also for your lower back. Okay, and drawing the body back on up. And let's come around onto your side, please. Alright, so I'm going to lengthen you all the way out and along the floor today. Head resting out and along your arm. Just wriggle back your fingers so that they line up with your body. Alright, so the hand's not coming too far forwards. As you raise the leg upwards, we're breathing out and extending the leg away. And then breathing in as you lower it back down. Okay, so as you breathe out, taking that leg away, extending, and breathing in as you lower. So on this one you have your thigh and you have your foot front facing, and we're just really doing our best here to work into this lateral flexion work of the upper leg. Breathing out as you lift and breathing into lower. So really again, just pull up through the waist from the ground and breathing in as you lower. Pointing your toes, extending the leg, breathing in as you lower. Now the next time around, I'm going to go in that double leg lift. So with the double leg lift, squeeze the feet together, engage the core, breathing out as you float both of your legs away from your body and breathing in as you lower. So breathing out, floating the legs up a little, into lower. So try and feel that you're balancing on the side of your body by using your core. If you can, taking away your hand support. Try and keep your chin lifted a little so you're looking straight ahead. Breathing into lower. And again, navel back to the spine as you breathe out, lift and into lower. And again, pressing away into lower. Really pushing out through the toes. Trying to send the feet away from the body and into lower. Last one. And lower. I'm going to prop the head up and bring the knees so they come forwards of your body now. Big toes are going to become connected. and I'm rolling back the top knee. This is going to bring in a little bit of inner thigh muscle usage, and it's also going to work up into glute medius, the upper back region of your buttock. As you lift, breathing out, pressing away, and breathing in as you lower. Breathing out, that knee rolls backwards, into lower. Now on this one, we've really got to go in and indicate to the core that we want it to work. Okay, so really pull back. You haven't got any balance issues here. All right, this is all about your direction to what you want to use. All right, so breathing out as you lift that top knee, pull back through the core, breathing into lower. Breathing out, rolling the knee back, breathing into lower. And again, breathing out, pressing away and into lower. 2 more, breathing out to press back and into lower. 1 more. And relax. Okay, let's just give yourselves a little bit of a quad stretch whilst we're here. So taking a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, drawing the knee back a little. And if once you get there, you think maybe you could go a little bit further, another deep breath in, breathe out, see if you can encourage the knee back a little bit more. And then letting that leg go. Let's come up into your side bend. So I'd like to draw the elbow in underneath your shoulder first. You have your knees coming forwards here, gazing forwards. As we lift up onto the elbow on the side of the knees, breathing out, reaching towards the ground, and then breathing in as you lower back down. As you go up, breathing out, lift up through the waist, stretch up and over, try and find the ground if you can, into lower. And now if you want to do a few more there, all right, please do. Stop when you feel you've done enough. If you'd like to come up onto your hand, then we're opening up with your knee, opening up with your chest, and then engaging with the core, breathing out. We're reaching up into that lovely side bend, breathing in as you lower. So we're going to try and keep that gaze forwards. Okay, try not to look down or look up. And breathing in as you lower. Try and feel that core connection as you go up. Breathing out and reaching in as you lower. Again, breathing out, connect through the core and lift. And breathing into lower. Keep that arm stretching over. Try and keep it straightish, although it's bending over. But try not to bend at the elbow, is what I'm trying to get at. 2 more if you can. Breathing out to stretch. And breathing in to lower. 1 more time. And coming back on down. Alright, now remember which side you've done. We're going to do the other side later. Come around onto your back when you get 100. Okay, so remember what we're looking for when we're working into our 100. You know, we're looking for our stamina and our strength to improve. And on top of that, also our focus. All right, to be able to focus on this one posture, it takes a little bit of, you know, willfulness, a little bit of mindfulness into what you're doing. So coming back to what we talked about at the beginning, where we really do fill up the lung space. So maybe, again today, your direction is the focus of your breath. Maybe you're going to think a little bit more about how the waist is pulling in tighter. Okay, and I do encourage with this position, you don't need to see anything, so just shutting your eyes. The balance is all on the ground, all right? So it's not like you're in a precarious position. You don't need your vision, your gaze point. So maybe just using this as your kind of, what we would use in yoga as our meditation. So we're just coming into this 100-second meditation. So if we can bring the legs up, one and then the other, got a neutral back. And if that gets too much, you're going to put the feet back down. If you're okay with it, bring your head and shoulders up, maybe support the neck. Maybe you don't need to. Maybe you can pat the air by your side, keeping your shoulder blades on the floor, and again, a neutral back. If your hamstrings are open enough today, maybe straighten the legs a little bit. And like I say, it's shutting your eyes, going inside, focusing on your breathing, focusing on the core. Okay, and you're just making it very deliberate. Okay, got the distance of a fist between your chin and your chest. And we're going with 30, 33, 34, 5, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 3, 44, 45, 46, 7, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 3, 54, 55, 56, 7, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 3, 64, 65, 66, 7, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 3, 74, 75, 6, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 3, 84, 85, 86, 7, 88, 89, 90, with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Carefully bend your knees, lower your head, neck and shoulders, and let your feet come back down. Now I'm going to sort of bring us up into tippy toes. Have the knees pulled up together as well as you can. And if you have the room, then just spreading your hands out to either side of you. Taking the knees just gently over. You have your lower back and your sacrum on the floor until you rock over, and then drawing it back up. As you go over, breathing out. As you come back up, breathing in. So we're going to look on keeping the upper body from moving and just seeing how this feels today. If this feels like it's enough, you don't want to go any further, that's fine, okay? If you did want more out of this, then pick the feet up, and then as you take the knees over, breathing out and breathing in as you come back up. So I've got my knees away from my body a little bit. My knees aren't coming over my chest. And then as I take it over, breathing out, being careful to keep the shoulder blades on the floor. Breathing in. Just keep going in at your pace. There's no rush here. Breathing out, taking it over. Breathing in back to the middle. But just again, engaging with the core, making it a core stretch, okay? It's a core workout. And we're loading the abdominals up by having the knees bent but away from the body. Breathing in, coming up. All right, coming up for your last few or your last one. And then when you're ready, roll yourself to one side and draw yourself around to the other side. And as we slide along the floor, again, just bring that top arm back a little bit. So just not having it too far forwards of the body. Point your toes. And then as you raise that top leg, breathing out. And breathing in as you lower. And when you take the leg away from the body, breathing out, really going in for that elongation there, that stretch away from the body. Breathing out to lift. Breathing into lower, that's it. Keep pointing through your toes if you can. Really keeping that elongation of the muscles coming away from your body. Breathing out to lift. And into lower. One more. And then we'll get ready for that double leg lift if you can. Engage the core first. Breathe out and float. Breathing into lower. Maybe taking away your support hand. Breathing out, float. And into lower. So just again, feel the waist drawing away from the floor. Breathing out, floating the legs away. Breathing in as you lower. And again, breathing out to float and extend the legs away. Into lower. Good, a couple more. Try and make it really light, you know, so the core is just picking up that balance. I've said this so many times, but just be really careful that the back doesn't take over again. Alright, so ribs into the body, floating the ribs in. Breathing out to extend. Into lower, one more time. Okay, and then propping your head up. We'll come into this little oyster or clam posture. Okay, so the knees draw in and the big toes are connected together. As you roll the top knee back, breathing out, breathing into lower. Alright, so you know, not only is this working the inner thighs, working into those muscles around the sacroiliac joint, okay, so they're working on the rotation back here as well. Breathing out to press back, breathing into lower. But again, we've really got to switch the core in on this one. It's not going to just happen on its own. Breathing out, belly pulls back, breathing into lower. And again, that deliberate intention to pull in. And again, breathing out, breathing into lower. Again, breathing out to press it back, in as you lower. And again, breathing out, rolling that knee back, in as you lower. And again, pressing it away, in as you lower. Two more there. Breathing out, press into lower. One more. And relax. Alright, let's just take hold of that foot here. Try and let that leg relax into, or that foot relax into your hand. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, taking the knee back a little. Alright, then again, if you think you can go a little bit further back, deep breath in, breathing out, that knee goes back, maybe a little bit more. And then letting it go. Okay, we're going to come up onto your forearm, and we're looking to come up into the oblique work and the shoulder stabilization work here on side bend. So looking forwards, chin lifts, deep breath in. As you breathe out, lift up through the waist, reach over towards the floor, breathing in as you lower. And again, breathing out, oblique muscles pulling up underneath you, and in as you lower. Alright, if that's enough today, carry on. Do a few more, but break, okay, so don't make it so sore that the neck starts to get uncomfortable. Knees and chest open. If you're coming up, lining up the hand through to the foot, so that when you come up, snapping the legs up together and breathing in as you lower. So that as you go up, hips draw forwards, you're on that lovely straight line. Breathing out to lift and in as you lower. And again, lifting, engaging with your core, reaching and pressing on over. Good, breathing into lower. That's it again, chin lifts, shoulders open. Breathing in as you lower. Good, and again, breathing out, connect with the core and reach. And lower. Again, breathing out to lift. And lower, two more if you can today. Breathing out, press. And lower. One more time. Okay. double leg extension from here. So soles of the feet coming up together for me, knees pressing open. Relax out your shoulders, and then as we drive the legs away, breathing out, press out through with your toes. Breathing in, the knees come down nice and wide. So I want to work through the ankles here and through the toes. If you can, the feet are flat at each other, and then as you push them away, they're sitting side by side. So really working through the ankles, breathing in, breathing out and pressing the legs away. So we could lay our hands upon our bellies here. On this one, as we take the legs away, pull the belly back behind your fingers. Maybe if you feel a little bit stronger and you're happy that the core is doing what it should be doing, then maybe we lift the head, neck and shoulders. And if today you know that your neck doesn't need support, you can work it up into circling your arms around from your thighs and then drawing them all the way back down again. So we're breathing out to press out through the legs, breathing in as we draw back down. Breathing out to press away through the legs, breathing in as we draw back down. And again, driving the legs away into low. If you're feeling a little bit stronger, let's just go a little bit lower with that leg drive. Breathing in to draw back in. And again, breathing out, pressing the legs away, in to draw back in. 2 more if you can. And in 1 more. And all the way back down. Okay. Feet back down on the ground. I'm going to finish the day with either the heel dig, the baby reverse curl, or the full rollover. Okay, so if you think that you might benefit from using a cushion or a block underneath your back when we go to maybe that last position, by all means have that in preparation. I'm starting off with a heel dig, okay, because again, not everybody's going to feel really that they want to take their legs upwards today. So I've got this lovely right ankle position here with the legs. I'm flexing my feet, so again it's very deliberate. And when I lower the heel down, I'm not quite touching the floor. As I take the heel away, I'm breathing out, digging the heel, breathing in. And again, this is another one. If you put your hands up on your belly, we want to feel the belly drawing back from behind your fingers as you lower the heel down. Okay, so that's one way of working the abdominals lower to upwards. Now another way we can do this, we'll have the feet up again, but this time we point the toes, and we're taking the hands upwards towards the ceiling. Then from here we're working with a deliberate imprint of the lower back going towards the floor. And then on this one, we're breathing out, engaging with your core, pressing your back in towards the floor, and breathing in to release. So it's a baby imprint, and we're just again taking it nice and slowly. We're not swinging the legs, and we want to get used to again educating the lower part of your abdominals to work. So we want the imprint on this one. Okay, we want a lovely deep imprint, and we want to feel that the abdominals are being responsible. Now finally that last position, so like I say, having something underneath your hips can be of benefit sometimes. So you're breathing in to prepare, and as you breathe out, the legs are going over. Breathing in to take the legs to separate, and then breathing out to slowly come back down with the legs about hip distance apart, and then we bring them together when we get to the bottom. Breathing in, out to slowly send the legs upwards. Breathing in to take the legs to separate, and then breathing out to slowly roll back down through the back, and you've got the legs coming to a central position at the end. Breathing in and out to slowly send the legs upwards. Breathing in to take the legs to separate. Keep them apart as you slowly roll back down. And to begin with a position like this, you may be using your palms. If I can encourage you to use your palms rather than your fingers, it gives you a whole different entity of power. Okay, when we use our palms, fascia, the connective tissue, will get involved. Okay, when we use our fingers, you may be able to push yourself over harder, but you won't get the fascia connective tissue to work as well as. Okay, so we want everything really. But again, like I say, just be careful how you're sending yourself over. And eventually you won't need your hands at all. Eventually your abdominals are going to do that job of taking the legs over. Alright, let's finish off your last one. Okay, so I'm just going to place down my right ankle onto my left thigh, and then I'm going to lift up and draw both legs in towards. And you can either hold on to your left hamstring or your left shin, but if we could flex the right foot, and then we're going to get the benefit of that stretch coming through your right hip, your right glutes. Drop it into the middle, so going the other way, and then taking the left ankle onto the side of your right knee, and let both knees draw down. Then raising your right arm and pulling on your right wrist with your left hand. So you should feel all that stretching, opening up around the hip on your right hand side. Gently bring it back up. Walk your foot back in, take your left ankle up onto your right thigh, and then draw both of your legs in towards you if you can, and hold on to either the hamstring or your shin, flexing out your left foot. Draw into the middle of your mat and take the side of your right ankle onto the outside edge of your left knee. And then drawing up with your left hand, and your right hand is pulling on your left wrist. To one side and bring yourself back up to a seated position. So I'm going to work on releasing the neck. So sitting anywhere you like that feels comfortable for you. Go and clasp the fingers up behind the back. Roll downwards and open with the shoulders. Sitting up nice and tall. Just lowering your chin downwards towards your chest. And just gently taking your chin across, looking kind of curiously down in towards your hip socket. And then bring the head through to the middle and go across and over to the other side. center, and then gently lower one ear over towards one shoulder. Just opening up that length all the way along the side of your neck. And then going slowly over to the other side. Just releasing all of those muscles that work so hard through the whole of the day. When you're gazing down at your keyboard or you're gazing up at your screen. And then bringing it back into the middle. Let's bring the arms forwards of the body. Get that big stretch across the middle of your upper back. As you raise your arms, breathing in, gazing straight ahead, breathing out, open back and squeeze the shoulder blades a little together. Bring the arms forwards again, turn the head in. As you bring your arms up, breathing in. As you open back, breathing out, squeeze it all the way back. One more time. Arms coming forwards, breathing in, coming on up, breathing out, opening back and down, releasing, and a very, very well done tonight, everybody. Drink some water, okay, just a little cup of water tonight, you know, you will have lost some fluid as you were training.